Hi everyone, so in this tutorial I have a digital scrapbooking layout using templates I usually we use in Photoshop, but we're going to open in Procreate. So the way you work opening this PSD file in Procreate is just opening as any other file. You're going to grab from Dropbox. In my case I put on a flash drive, and you're just going to put open or export to Procreate. Then you open normal and all the layers are there. So we're gonna start here. As you see here, I am clipping that picture to the mask, and the way you just tap, and you're gonna see a menu saying clipping mask, and you just clip to the mask and it's done, just like you do in Photoshop. So I am going to do the same process with this picture here. I put the photo on top, tap clipping mask, and you have masked. And then basically now I have the two pictures on my main photo places, and now you can just play with the elements. I also put insert a file there, which is a background acrylic painting. So what you do now to insert all your digital scrapbooking supplies in Procreate is just insert file, and you grab from in my case a flash drive, a Dropbox, or Google Drive, whatever you want. I use a flash drive because it's faster than if you pull from an online service like Photoshop, Dropbox, or Google, because it takes a little bit to load, and you can carry with you and don't depend on internet. So you can play with Procreate with all your supplies and on the go, and you don't need internet to have your digital supplies to use with Procreate. I want to show here, I think the only caveat here that is a little more work, not that much of work, it's to do shadows in Procreate. So the way we're going to do is whatever you wanted to shadow, in my case here I want these elements to be shadow. We're going to do the same process, and we're going to do many times so you can see. I duplicate, and the bottom layer I fill with black. You remember the black has to be there on the color there. Then we're going to put alpha lock. After alpha lock, I'm going to choose Gaussian blur, and then that's it. And I'm going to do it again, so you're going to see how we're going to do this. And I'm going to grab, and another note is that in order to use the Gaussian blur, you have to disable the alpha lock, which is you just tap it and tap on the alpha lock again, and it's going to be disabled. The Gaussian blur doesn't work with alpha lock, so just so you know. And so the process is going to continue to be like this. I'm struggling there trying to put a name on that layer, but you're gonna again insert. I'm gonna insert, look for another element that I want to include in a layout. I think I'm gonna choose the flowers. Yep. So bring the flowers, position where you want them. I'm going to duplicate the bottom layer, alpha lock, fill, and then tap and fill. It's gonna fill with black. Uncheck alpha lock. Now Gaussian blur, and you blur, and now you're gonna see better because I make it bigger. So I blurred, and if you want to manipulate, you can just go to your moving tool and then warp, just like we do in Photoshop. So that is a shadow. So you can create perfect shadows on Procreate. It's just a little extra step or two, I think. And you're gonna see the warp in action here with this next. I'm looking for a word. I think I'm gonna put a word strip. So and that's what is gonna be going on. Sometimes I have to go twice on the folder, so it's gonna show, but it shows pretty quickly. Oh, this is a stitch here, so I'm gonna do the same thing. I keep doing the same thing to produce the shadows. I duplicate, I alpha lock, then I fill with black, then uncheck alpha lock, go to Gaussian blur on the effects there, and put a little bit, and that's it. And you keep doing this, all the shadows that you want to work. So I guess now I'm going to put the little paper, and you're going to see me doing some warping to give it this more realistic shadow, just like I like to do in with Photoshop. Remember, in Photoshop, we do have to separate the shadow layer, which is kind of happen the same thing here, right? We have the element layer and we have the shadow layer. So I think the only process that we do extra here in Procreate is that you have to fill with black. Okay, so now I'm gonna duplicate, alpha lock, fill with black, and I'm gonna put it big so you can see. Now I am moving it and I am warping it. I'm in Gaussian blur. Now you're gonna see there I am warping, and I'm gonna tuck and the ends that are under the flower, and I'm gonna spread a little bit to look like this paper is coming out of the page. Okay, so that's how you do it. Pretty simple. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one.